Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. This is Book Nice coming at you with the Medicom Mafex Star Wars Boba Fett figure review. Let's do it.
That's crispy.
Taking a closer look at the exterior of the box, you can see the Star Wars logo there at the top. You can see number 16. I suppose this is number 16 in their Star Wars releases. Boba Fett action figure, Maifix logo here. Star Wars logo again. Another picture of the figure there. And there's the top flap. And when you open that up, it reveals another part here that says, "May the Force be with you." And there's the graphic on the front. So I got Boba Fett out of the package, and I am very pleased with this figure. I think Maifix did an excellent job on this figure. Maifix can be hit or miss. They've had a lot of issues with quality control in the past, and I think that it's mostly they got a lot of misses with their comic book properties. The last thing that I got from Medicom Mafex was the Batman vs. Superman, Batman, and Superman figures. And the Superman figure was trash. Batman was very good. And it seems they do pretty good with their Star Wars properties. And I think they really knocked it out of the park with this guy here. I also have the Maifix Vader, their first offering of Vader. They're actually going to be putting out a newer version that should be coming out in 2017. This particular version of Boba Fett is supposed to be the Empire Strikes Back version, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, I think they did a wonderful job on this figure. So let's look at some of the accessories. So not too many accessories with Boba Fett, but he comes with two fists, and those look good, and they sit pretty flush on the peg. In the past, Maifix has had a little issue with some of the pegs protruding kind of far from the wrist, and sometimes there's a lot of space in between the end of the hand and the peg. So this looks pretty good. The fists look decent, and he also comes with a set of open hands, and those look good. And he also comes with one gun-toting hand or one trigger finger, and I would suggest that you actually put it on, secure it onto the weapon before you actually plug the hand onto the peg. And you can see that the finger is right at the trigger groove, not really on the trigger, but it still looks very good. I think the gun looks good. Obviously, this is another one of the accessories. You get his blaster. This strap is a soft, pliable material. It's pretty detailed on the blaster. It looks good, and all the hands pop in with no problem, no issues there. And he also comes with a pistol, which is cool, but it doesn't have the most firm grip. It's not going to really stay in the hand as well. You got to kind of finagle it for it to stay in the hand. However, the pistol does actually holster on his right side, and there is a little strap that you can plug in across here. It's pretty easy to plug in. Let's see if I can do it without cutting away. So yeah, that looks pretty good, and you can see it slides all the way down, and the barrel is actually sticking out through the bottom of the holster. Going over the articulation real quick, I do think he's lacking just a little bit in the articulation department. I guess it's because, I guess you can kind of attribute that to the fact that it is a character who's in an armor, but I really wish they would have added just a bit more articulation in certain places. So the head is on a ball joint. It's only going to go down just about that far. I don't know why it couldn't go down more. And with a character that can fly or simulate flight or whatever the case may be, you will want the head to go up more. And there's nothing hindering the head from going up more. So I don't know why they didn't add more articulation there. This little antenna is articulated, so that's cool. The Jetpack here doesn't move at all as far as on the back here, but these two little exhaust pipes move. The shoulders are on a ball joint. They're just going to go up just about that far, hindered by these shoulder pads. I wish these were more articulated or articulated at all. They're not really articulated. It's just a little pliable there. So definitely hindered there. You're not going to get the arm to go all the way up around, but it'll go up just about that far. You do get a bend at the elbow, I guess just a bit more than 90 degrees, not double jointed. You actually get a little more bend on the right side than you do on the left, which is kind of weird. I always say same articulation on both sides as far as the arms go, and in this case it's actually a little different. You do get a bit of ab crunch, not the best. You know, again, I would have liked that to be a little deeper there. He'll turn at the upper torso and he'll turn at the waist, so you get a good left and right, but just not up and down. These pouches here are soft material, so they don't really hinder the legs. You can get the legs to go up pretty far and go out pretty far, and it's a ball joint here at the leg, so it'll rotate on that joint, double jointed knee, a hinge on the foot, as well as a swivel, and you get a little toe joint as well. I thought this was kind of weird as far as this joint under here goes, because you can kind of pull it down, but when you pull it down far, both of them will go down because it's on one joint here. So I thought that was a little weird, but I do wish it was a greater range of motion on Boba, but still pretty good. And you cannot remove the backpack. I thought that was weird as well. No, you can't remove the jetpack. And there he is in comparison to the Star Wars Black Series Boba Fett, and this is where he really shines, in my opinion, is the details, and just aesthetically it just looks so much better than the Black Series version. A little more sleek, slender. The Black Series version seems to have a bit more girth, but as far as the look and the design and the details, this figure is totally shitting on a Black Series version. So I'll bring them in a little closer and really looking at the helmets. You know, overall the color on the Mafex version just looks much better. It just looks more like a army green, a military green, whereas the Black Series version looks a little cartoonish. It looks a little too bright, in my opinion. You can see the emblem on the chest of the Black Series version is much larger than that of the Mafex. You can see these little braids here are not as detailed on the Black Series version, whereas they look very detailed on the Mafex version. On the Black Series version, the shoulder pad is actually built into the scope of the arm, so you would think that it wouldn't hinder the arm, but still the arm only goes up just about that far. So you actually do get a greater range of motion on the arm with the Mafex version, although it is still hindered, but obviously that looks much better. Again, a more mustard green, a more mustard yellow there, and the details look much better, in my opinion. Same thing with the jetpacks. Again, the greens are just so much different, and although the Black Series jetpack does come off, you cannot move the exhaust here, and you can just see that the details look so much better. One of my minor gripes with the Mafex version is that this little cape, or whatever you want to call it, is a hard plastic. It's not really soft. I think the Black Series did a better job with replicating this and making it a cloth material. I think this would have been better if it was cloth. I don't know why they didn't do that on the Mafex version. Just everything about the Mafex is better as far as the detail go. Just more sleek. Again, look at the holsters. This looks very big and bulky. This is definitely more sleek. A much better design there. The belts on the back, you can see that they went and did the two tones with the black, and you can see the buckles. This looks very sloppy, and you know, they didn't even bother painting the strap across the butt here, where you could see that, and then you could see sort of like his pants bunching up here on the Mafex version. It looks very realistic, and just everything, man. Even down here at the bottom with these knee pads, this looks much better. You can see the details of the little tools and weapons and his pouches down there, where this just looks kind of glazed over, doesn't look the best. So in terms of the detail and the look of the Mafex version, it is very, very nice in my opinion. Kind of pissed. I just snapped the gun here. When I first got it and took it out of the package, when I was trying to put the hand on, I stressed it. I had like a little stress mark on there, and that's why I said, you know, it's probably better to put the hand on separate from the peg or from the body. So I actually just snapped this. I am pissed that I did that. So I'm gonna glue this back though, and get it in his hand and finish up the review. So there we got Boba Fett alongside the Maifix Vader, and those look great together. I'm definitely looking forward to getting the new Vader that they're gonna put out and see how that looks alongside Boba. I see a lot of people mixing and matching their Star Wars figures. You know, some people do the model kits or figure arts or Mafex or Black Series. These are the Black Series Stormtroopers in the back there. That's pretty much the only thing that I care about from Black Series. I think Black Series is doing a huge disservice to the fans and to the collectors by not stepping it up with the articulation and the paint schemes and detail. I think they're putting out a very lackluster product. But again, I think this Boba came out great. Probably the best Boba across any line, in my opinion, right now. I'm in love with this figure. I think the figure came out amazing. Aside from my minor gripes with some of the articulation, this is definitely one that I would recommend. All right. So until next time, peace.
That's crispy.